I think I always knew that I wanted to work with children in the child protection system somehow, but I didn't want to work in that point in because I just was frustrated. I don't think that our systems let us do the prevention and intervention work. I think there's a lot of reasons for that: capacity, demand, money, the urgency and crisis of children at risk. And I think I've always been driven by the injustice of violence against women, gender-based violence against women and children, and the impacts of that, and I think that's actually been the driver. I think centres like this are critical for women and children. I think we only have to look at what's been happening in the media recently and the horrific rates of domestic violence and the horrific rates that women are dying at the hands of perpetrators. So I think that having access to services like this is critical, but it's not enough on its own. So while the women can access the service and their children, one of the things we do that's really critical is after domestic violence, we help women and children rebuild their attachment and strengthen their relationship that gets eroded through domestic violence as a perpetrator tactic is often to erode that relationship between women and their children. So one of the things we do is focus on rebuilding and strengthening that, but we also focus on psychoeducation for women to help them understand the impacts of domestic violence on their children, not only just around behaviour but around learning, around anxiety, engagement in social spaces such as school playgrounds, where often children are labelled as with behavioural issues or the problem, when actually it's much deeper than that. So we do a lot of advocacy in schools around that. But I think understanding the complexity of domestic and family violence, and that domestic violence is a gendered crime, that having services that only respond to women and children create a safe space to actually access services when they can. So I think it's critical. We have a range of staff, so we have social workers, we have psychologists, we have counsellors. We've had in the past dance movement people, we've got a yoga, our group and education leader is a group worker. Using somatic work, so body work with trauma is really important. So people will have key components, so our referrals and our allocations from referrals are actually really purposeful. We try and look at who's the best fit for this person and who has the skills that this person might need rather than next in line. And I think here we have actually really, really dedicated staff and committed staff, and I really like leading the team that I've got here. Like, the team leaders are awesome and they're all on the same page. They all have a real passion and commitment for the injustice and to drive change.